Hello F3 members. In this video guide, well it's a video series, we will be teaching you the basic information about F3. It will be a series of videos, 7 videos actually, with the first video being about the Discord overview, the second video about installing the bot, third video about the harvester, fourth video about the tasks builder, fifth video about the profiles, sixth video about drop guidance, and the seventh video about proxies and settings. In this video I'll be talking about the Discord overview, so how you manage the Discord and with which channels you should be using. So at this point you probably have bound your key already, and you should be seeing this in front of your screen. You will see that we have quite a lot of Discord channels, which, well, it's easy to have an overview if you know where to look. So in this channel you have the announcements, where we will post major announcements about the bot. For example, here we had an issue where the download link was not working, and then you will see a post here made by me saying that the download link will be up very shortly. In the second channel you have the role reactions, where you can choose your country where you're from. I'm from Europe for example, so I'll click the Europe flag, and when drop day comes, if there's an important announcement for you, you'll be tagged with the role you chose. So if you're from USA, just click the USA flag, EU, and Japan. Then next we have the rules. It's very important that you read this as well, because for example we have a strong renting policy, and if you get banned from Discord you will be not re-verified or given a refund. Then we have the release channels. We have our verified proxy providers that we have reviewed and allowed to provide their proxies to our members. Then we have 3 monitor channels provided by Zephyr, who provide to our group for the members for free. Then we have a partnership with AYCD, but I don't think this is still active. And then we come to the week 6 drop guidance. This will be updated to week 7 once you see this, and this will have all the major information you will need for the drop itself. For example, here you have the AU guide, the US guide, the EU guide in Chinese, US guide in Chinese, Japan guide in Chinese, and the Japan guide. Next we have the keywords, the CAPTCHA harvester guide, and the master basic guide on how to use F3. Beneath that we have our staff members, Seabear and Carnes, which show their personal setup the day before. That's very important to take note, because if there's any changes needed to be made, it will be notified by our developer, who says, for example, oh, it's very important today that you run safe mode. And then you will need to change your tasks. After the AU drop has been released, all the keywords will be changed for the USA release, so they will be correct. Next up we have the download channels, where you have the download links for Windows and MacBook. These will always be released the day before the drop happens, so on Wednesday evening. And you will see what changed compared to the previous version. Next up we have our CAPTCHA harvester. It's very important to note that we don't have an in-bot CAPTCHA harvester, but that this is a Chrome extension which you can download right here, and you have an install guide here. But I will show you how to do it as well, no problem. Next up we have our video guides. So this is the guide section. The video guides, I will also show most of this information, but there's also individual guides right here. Then we have the written guides. We have a FAQ channel, but this is a little bit outdated. And then also a FAQ cheat sheet, which is also quite outdated, but no problem, I will explain everything you need. Next up we have our community channels, which chat channel. This will be deactivated on Wednesday midnight EST, so that means 6 in the morning for Europe, because we think it's very important that you take note of your program and not the chat. We will also be making all the announcements in this channel on the drop day, so it's important that you do not mute the channels on drop day. Next up we have the success channel, and here we have a questions channel. It's well, we have a special bot which uses AI to answer your questions. This will of course not be very accurate, but it will give you a basic response. If you have a question after all these videos and reading the master guide, who you want a real person to answer, you have this bot right here, who you just DM and we will answer your question. Next up we have the suggestions channel. Successful setups. So if you don't know what proxies to use, what checkout delay, then you just take a look and you see, oh, okay, this person has a very good setup. He hit a lot of items. I want to use similar setup, and you just are able to copy, for example, his checkout delay and his proxies. Next up, we have a new addition to our server, which is the Q&A channel. When there is a very hyped release on Wednesday, we will host a Q&A where the staff members will be in this Q&A channel, and you will ask your questions here, and then we will answer your question in the voice channel. That is an overview of our Discord server, and in the next video we will be downloading the bot. See ya.